Hey guys, Luma here, and today I have an important video, I think, for the Ninjago community as a whole. Today we're going to be talking about hashtag WeWantANinjagoCMF. For those of you that don't know what a CMF is, it stands for Collectible Minifigure something. I don't really know what the F stands for, but it's the collectible minifigure packets that we get every now and then, about two a year or so. And but basically, the idea is that many people have been wanting a Ninjago version of this CMF. And to be absolutely clear, we are talking about a CMF based on the show, and I will touch base on that a little bit later. But there are a lot of characters in the show of Ninjago that we just don't have in minifigure form, and some of them are very weird choices. For example, we have Casual Harumi. We don't have Casual Harumi. This is a custom that I did. But Casual Harumi comes in more episodes of Ninjago than the actual Harumi figure that we got. Now, Ninjago has been great about giving us the figures that we want like this in figure form through the use of battle packs or a Bricktober pack, and those are excellent. But there are still so many missing. It's crazy, and you can see all these accounts on Instagram. Some of them have even been started for the sole purpose of saying, "We want a Ninjago CMF." Now, the reason that a lot of us started this idea was that we saw the success of the We Want a 501st Battle Pack, and we figured that the Ninjago community needed something to come together in a way to support. And in a way, the Ninjago community has come together and improved based on all those people that want a Ninjago CMF and are helping out to the cause. So what makes this different than the movie CMF? A lot of non-Ninjago fans can't seem to understand the difference between the movie and the show, and let me just kind of try to make it easier to understand for those that don't. The show is what Ninjago really is. That's what all of us are fans of. The movie is kind of like a fan fiction using the characters but with a completely different plot. It isn't truly Ninjago. In fact, on Lego.com, the Lego Ninjago movie and Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu, or just Ninjago because they dropped the Masters of Spinjitzu recently. Anyway, the movie and the show are completely different themes on Lego.com, and they separate them in their sales and whatnot. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, we already got the movie CMF, you guys don't need another one." Okay, I don't understand that because look, these figures were in the CMF in the movie, and they've never appeared in the show before. They they barely even appeared in the movie. They're just the Roman figures, and to be fair, the movie didn't have a lot of big range of characters to put in a CMF, so I understand why it was so limited. But I feel like the show does not have that same limitations because it's been going on for nearly 10 years now, and 10 years of side characters we haven't gotten but would love to have in minifigure form. Now, a lot of these figures can be made via Purist Customs. The best example of this is this Edna figure, which is, you can't really see it because the camera's not focusing so well, but it's made to be exactly like the show, but using parts that exist already. And if pretty much every side character that we're talking about is like that, then it would make a lot of sense. Then we wouldn't feel this need. But Edna is one of very few that can be made, and her head and hair were specifically made in the Lego Ninjago movie sets. Of course, she doesn't look very much like she does in the show, in the set, so that's why I had to change it there with those parts. But there are so many characters that are either inaccurate minifigures like Esphira, or they just haven't been made. For example, Young Woo was a huge part of Season 9 of Ninjago, but we never got a minifigure of Young Woo. We got Teen Woo, but he was inaccurate. And it's things like this that bother us as Ninjago fans. We want to be able to recreate the awesome things that we see in the show in LEGO. Of course, that's what mini LEGO sets are made of. I mean, like, take this for example, the Moro Dragon. People bought that so they could recreate the fight scenes with Moro in the show and whatnot. And imagine how much greater it'd be if we had a full collection of people. The number one CMF figure that needs to be made is Dr. Julien. He has never been in LEGO before, but had such a profound impact on Season 1 and 2 of the show. He was in it for a while. He was a main character. He had more plot relevance than Misako for a while, and she was made into LEGO. And we've gotten most of the ninjas' parents in LEGO before. We got Ed and Edna, even though they were Ninjago movies, still better than nothing. We got Kai's parents, and obviously Nia's parents. Obviously, we also got Lloyd's parents, but because they're really relevant to the show. We kind of got Cole's dad in a Ninjago movie set, still not the greatest. But Zane's got nothing, you know, and not even an attempt at a Dr. Julien. And I've seen some great purist customs, but nothing would live up to the actual figure. Here to talk more about this amazing figure is Bricks by Mind.
Hey there, I'm Mind from the Bricks by Mind YouTube channel or the Bricks by Mind Instagram account, wherever you know me from. Star of such videos as We Found Spitta from Ninjago in Real Life, Ninjago Meme Review number 5. And I'm here today to talk about why I want a Ninjago CMF and why a Ninjago CMF I think is important for the Ninjago line and for Ninjago fans as a whole. I've been watching and collecting Ninjago since it came out in 2011. My 9th birthday party was 2011 when Ninjago came out, and I had a Ninjago themed birthday party because I was really excited for the new theme. So trust me when I say I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of this brand. But I remember even back then as a kid, in 2012 when Season 2 had first started airing, I remember watching the show, and the main characters were the 5 Ninja, Nia, Wu, and then we also had Misako and Dr. Julien. 3 years later, Misako was finally released in a set, and while it was only one set, and she definitely should be made like way more accessible considering she's been a big part of the show ever since then. Dr. Julien is a character we never got because he was killed off in between seasons 2 and 3. In the early few years of Ninjago, they didn't really make any minifigures that weren't like main villains or Ninja / Wu / Nia, so those were the only figures we got. So if any other characters appeared in the show, we wouldn't get them physically. Starting with Rebooted and Twin of Elements, we started to get more side characters. Like we got Pixel, we got Dareth. But even still, there's a lot of characters we haven't gotten. Some of it is because the show was written after the toys. Some of it is because we would be a spoiler for the show when it aired, but obviously now the show's out and we can get these quote-unquote spoiler characters. So there's a lot of characters I feel like are missing from the Ninjago theme, and if you watch the show, there's a lot of characters that, like, it doesn't make sense to me. It feels like LEGO's advertising a product that doesn't exist. Like, even as recently as Season 13, there was the Upply, there was a lot of the Geckles and the Munts, like, those are figures we never got, and we likely never will get if we don't get a Ninjago CMF. So that's why I think #WeWantANinjagoCMF CMF is an important movement, because it shows LEGO that, hey, we are fans of the show, we are fans of this franchise, and we want to have the ability to own these characters for ourselves, and not just see them in the show and be left to our own devices. Because, like, some characters you can make decent customs for, but other ones you can't. For me personally, the ones I want most are Dr. Julien. As I said before, I've been wanting him since I was younger. He's a big part of Season 2, and he's a big part of the lore. Like, he's Zane's father. Like, I think that's a huge deal. But then Casual Harumi's another big one, because we did get 2 Harumi figures, but neither of them were the outfits she wore for most of Sun's Garmadon, so that's weird to me. But I think probably the biggest one, the most important one, is Faith from Hunted. She's such an essential part of the season, and yes, we did get a Heavy Metal minifigure, but really, like, Faith and Heavy Metal are 2 very different, like, designs for characters. And just getting the Faith headprint is, I feel like, so important, because, like, Hunted is one of the best, if not the best season ever, and one of the main characters just does not exist in LEGO, and I feel like that's so wrong. So that's why I feel like we need a Ninjago CMF to help us get figures like this, like Dr. Julien, like Faith, like Casual Harumi, different variants of the ninja that we never got, more side characters such as the Commissioner, or Fujidove, or the Mechanic. Like, there's so many different characters. I mean, you could see people's lists online. There's probably hundreds of Ninjago characters that we've never gotten before in physical minifigure form. So if we could get even just 16 of them in a CMF, I think it would be incredible. And that's why I'm in full support of hashtag WeWantANinjagoCMF, and also I'm the one who started it. So yeah, of course I'm in support. Yeah, I think I've probably talked enough, so I'll send it back to Luma to do whatever he has left to do in this video. I don't know where he's putting this in the video, so back to you, Luma.
Now, another great option for these is to finish the lines that haven't been made. For example, the FS suits, only 4 of those were made versus 6 Ninja, and just randomly, like, Cole and Nia weren't made into FS suits for some reason. It would be great to finish out the golden Ninja line, and please give us the half mask in gold. Like, I'm just spitballing here. There's so many good ideas, and you can take a look at all these accounts on Instagram. Now, the 501st Battle Pack, I took a look on Instagram, and today it has around 3,000 posts, which is quite a lot, and may I say congratulations to all those who supported that. Good job on actually getting a 501st Battle Pack. You asked LEGO, and LEGO listened to you, and honestly, that's our goal. But WeWantANinjagoCMF now has 1,000. Now, let me mention that this is not only a third of what has been made in the battle pack so far, but also a ton of posts came out for the battle pack after it was revealed. And so 3,000 now possibly means like 2,000 at the time of its release, and also it was around for a full year. The 501st Battle Pack kind of campaign was around for a full year before LEGO got around to actually making it, and Ninjago CMF has gone a little bit less than that, actually a lot less than that. So Ninjago CMF is actually gaining more support than the 501st Battle Pack did. The only difference is people aren't being as annoying about it on LEGO's Instagram page. And that brings me to another point I need to bring up about the 501st Battle Pack and Star Wars fans in general when it comes to the Ninjago CMF. I've seen a bunch of Star Wars fans say, oh, we shouldn't get a Ninjago CMF, we should get a Star Wars CMF. Ninjago CMF is a terrible idea. And I have 2 things to say about this. One, it's not a terrible idea. Clearly people are supporting it, and based on the success of the 501st Battle Pack, it's safe to assume that making a Ninjago CMF would go very, very well because of all the fan support. Secondly, these events are not mutually exclusive. I would be all for a Star Wars CMF, but that doesn't mean that a Ninjago CMF doesn't have to exist. Both of these things can happen, and I'd love to see them both happen. I'd love to see a Star Wars CMF happen. I just don't think it's as necessary as a Ninjago CMF because we have so many Star Wars figures. Over the years since 1999, Star Wars has gone out of their way to create even the most obscure of characters. I mean, you got Darth Revan, that's a character that was made, like, even Legends characters, Shadow Troopers, like, there have been a ton of Star Wars minifigures that have been made, and for that reason I don't see it as necessary. I have seen some great Star Wars CMF things made, and I'd be all for making a Star Wars CMF. I've even seen Clone Wars specific ones, and those look great to me as well. But there's no reason to say no to the Ninjago CMF, because we're not. This isn't a fight going on. It's not Star Wars CMF or Ninjago CMF. It's Star Wars CMF would be great. Ninjago CMF would be great as well, and I'm pretty sure all those that support the Ninjago CMF are not against a Star Wars CMF. They may be for their own reasons, but not because of the Ninjago CMF. And another great thing that could be in this CMF is facial expressions, and I've started working on making different facial expressions because Season 11 and up Zane is actually inaccurate, the face we get on the figure. And oh, why? I mean, I understand it may be a budgeting thing, but if this CMF was put into production, it would have its own budget, and it would allow us to have better facial expressions, more accurate facial expressions on the show minifigures that are in the sets. And that would be great. I mean, I went out and custom printed a figure, a face for this figure because it was inaccurate. And I mean, a CMF would help amend some of those issues that we have with inaccuracies and just missing characters and whatnot. Next up, we have a friend of mine named Todd Bricks, who I know on Instagram and in real life. Here he is, and here's what he has to say on Ninjago CMF.
Hey guys, Todd here today. I just wanted to help Luna with his video, and I wanted to help him with a project that's very close to him that he's been working on for a while with tons of other members from the LEGO Ninjago community, including me, and it is called a hashtag WeWantANinjagoCMF. And basically what a CMF is it's a series of figures that comes out separately from LEGO, and it could be a licensed theme, and we've had a couple of licensed themes lately. We've had Harry Potter, we've also had a DC, and we've had a LEGO Ninjago movie. Now, of course, you might say, well, then why would you want another Ninjago CMF? Well, because the LEGO Ninjago movie is technically a different theme than the LEGO Ninjago show. And another argument you could say to that is, well, they used the same designs from the movie as they did in the show. Yes, but also, that's what attracts younger fans to buy the sets from the show, because it looks like the ninjas from the movie. And the figures are usually priced around $4 to $5. And to produce them, it probably doesn't take that much, so I don't think that it would be hard for them to make these. And for the stuff that we're asking, we're not really asking for new molds, we're just wanting these figures that have been in the show for more than 10 years to finally come out in LEGO form. Because people have tried so hard making their own purist customs of them. And now from a side of that, we've been presented with a suggestion that we should stop begging for Ninjago CMF. Well, let me say, what about the 501st Battle Pack? People petitioned for that for like 2 years or so, and LEGO just released it now. And that was also begged for by the community, by the LEGO community and the Star Wars community. And it's not like we're trying to threaten LEGO and say that we won't buy their LEGO sets anymore if they don't make this. We're just trying to suggest to them something that many fans have wanted. And that's what makes a company a good company. They listen to what their fans suggest, and they hopefully follow through with it. And then it makes them interested more in their products, and they could try and buy different products. And like, if they didn't listen to their fans, that would just take away from the company, and then people wouldn't buy the LEGO sets anymore. So take the 501st Battle Pack, for example. The first day it came out, within just a couple hours, it had entirely sold out. People were looking for it everywhere, and people were wanting to buy many of them because it comes with 4 the 501st troopers, and they want to make an army of them. Think about how long it would take for the Ninjago CMF to sell out. Probably would be quickly, because there are many fans of Ninjago and they want to get their hands on those figures that have never come out before. So I do believe, yes, that LEGO should make a Ninjago CMF. But I also want people to not think that we're trying to beg LEGO or threaten them or just forcing it upon them. We're just trying to make a suggestion and say this is what fans have wanted for a while, and maybe you should do it because it might give you some more money. And that's what we want. We want to help out Lego, and we would like the figures that we've never gotten before either. So thank you for tuning into my session, and let's get on to the video.
Thank you, Todd Brick Studios, for joining me, and now back to my portion of the video. It's a great financial decision for LEGO because of the success of the 501st Battle Pack. We know that fan-supported projects are going to sell well. Everywhere, the 501st Battle Packs are sold out. I bet you that a Ninjago CMF would also be sold out in the same way. Secondly, it would make a lot of Ninjago fans happy and continue their support throughout the show. It could also align with the 10-year anniversary of Ninjago next year, and it would fall great into the Legacy line, because clearly LEGO likes the property of Ninjago. It's been around for a while and doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. I'm gonna put my fingers down. But the Legacy sets are kind of proof that Ninjago is doing well, and they can go back and make some things that weren't already in the show, like the Stone Giant from Cole's Earth Driller. I was just looking at it over there, that's why I keep looking at it that way. So putting this CMF into the Legacy line would be an excellent way to bring us updated figures, or figures that did not exist before. And new Ninjago fans would see this, and those that aren't as familiar with the show would be like, this is an interesting looking character. I wonder what his show relevance is, and they'd go back and watch the show. So not only do you have a great selling LEGO product, you also have fans watching the show even more. And the disconnect from the LEGO sets in the show has always been there, and this is a great way to bridge that gap and bring Ninjago to the fullness that it's meant to be, because Ninjago is awesome. I mean, clearly you can see I like it a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that Ninjago is my favorite, and as a fan, it would be a dream come true to have our CMF made in LEGO. Thanks for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please, please, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're on board with this, if you want to help out WeWantANinjago CMF, make sure to post on Instagram, post on Twitter, and comment on LEGO's posts. That's what we really need to make this happen and get LEGO's attention. And maybe one day it will. Thanks for joining me. LEGO, peace out.